bottom about what it says. Remember, these are the things the dog does naturally. I'm sure you can pick out a handful of those that people find problems, behavior problems with their dogs. Okay? Like, you come home, they're happy to see you. And some people are like, oh my God, you know, Well, that's a lot of what we're going to go over, is understanding those things, how to deal with those things, etc. Okay? So that's what that was. That was just an example of how that works. Basically, communicating with the dog. Can anyone, a couple of you, just speak right out? Okay, this is going to be an open communication class. What examples can you give me about how humans usually communicate with the dogs, or have communicated in the past, whatever? Who can give me an example? How people talk to their dogs. Voice commands. Tugging on the leash. What you said, body language. What else?
Baby talk.
Baby talk? Okay. Okay. This is such a cute little puppy. And what do they usually do? They go nuts with it. Right. Right. So most of what we heard was vocal. Okay? And we'll learn a variety of how dogs really tend to communicate, basically how they come out of the womb, what they learn in communication, and then they learn the voice. But we're human. You know, we've got to give ourselves credit. This is how we think. This is how we do it. So we've got to figure a nice blend with it to get a communication with them. So this is the preconception of how humans think dogs should understand. Does it work all the time? It can work sometimes once the dogs understand stuff. Once they've learned those words, just like going into a foreign country and learning that language. Then it becomes easier for you, right? Dogs think in the here and now, where they are at this moment. Okay? So considering that, there's a door. She's just come in the door. To give you a little more background, she's just come in the door. She's found this. She's telling him, what have you done? Because you see there's exclamation, so she's probably got a little inflection in her voice. So considering that, what is the dog thinking in this picture?
No, mom coming home is bad.
Okay. Okay, that could be.
Negative.
It's negative when mom comes home. So he thinks in the here and now. That could have been, I don't care if that was 5 minutes ago. He's not likely going to, relate to that. And I will tell you, as much as we've trained, and those of you who have trained, most pet owners don't buy that. Because they will rely on the fact that, but look at his body. He comes home, he knows he did it.
Yeah.
He knows. And it's like, well, he knows you're not happy. And his whole world revolves around you because you're the one who feeds him, give him shelter, play with him and make him happy. So if you're not happy, he's not sure what to do.
First thing we need to understand with dogs is that they operate usually under one of 5 basic nervous system types. 1 and 5 are extreme. Now, as far as training goes, if I'm dealing with a dog that has got number 1 or number 5 type of nervous system, training is only going to take me so far. The rest of it is environmental management, meaning I need to understand the parameters that this dog is able to function in. Some dogs will never be okay at Home Depot. Some dogs will never be okay at a party when a bunch of people are moving around them, because of what happened to them early in their life. So we can see anxiety. You see she's breathing, that rapid breathing. She's got her mouth open. She's panting. It's not hot. She hasn't been running. So that's a sign of anxiety. Tail tucked. She can't get comfortable. She's going to the down. She's sitting up. She's standing up. She's trying to find some way that she can find comfort in herself. So I have to understand what her triggers are when I'm working with her and focus on changing the association to those triggers. So that's an extreme ear case. Let's bring Rambo out. But he is an extreme anxiety case. He's one of the hardest dogs that I've had to work with as far as trying to get him to calm down and focus and pay attention. Walking him is very, very difficult. We can keep him under control, but if something comes out from nowhere, that's the problem. I could set up the scenario to where he knows what's happening, he's ready for that dog to come out and then go back in so he can function within those parameters, but it's the unknown. If a dog gets loose or a dog comes over the fence and starts barking at him, bang, 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 that's what sets him off. Barking and lunging.
Barking and lunging.
Yeah, pretty intently.
Has he ever fought?
Not that I've seen or heard of, but he will.
Well, no, I
He
meant
would.
in your eyes, have you ever
No.
seen, has he ever?
No, he lives with another male dog. Not blood brothers, but they're pretty close in relationship as far as personality. The other one's about 9 months old, so he's got puppy behavior, his brother. So he's really excitable, but it's more puppy energy. He does not have the neuroses that this guy has got going. So it's very important to understand the nervous system and what's driving the dog when you're working with them. Because if we can understand that, we can set up the criteria a little bit differently for the dog to be able to succeed. Because that's really what it's all about. To get into my rhythm and he's not reacting, yes, good boy. Calm, relaxed energy. I'm not going to get excited at that time because he's already excited. So I want to use very calm, relaxed energy in the face of chaos. I have to be his rock. I can't let myself get sucked into his energy. And they're going to do it. They're going to frustrate us. So we have to keep that in mind and control our emotion. Because at this point, any emotion, whether it's anger, frustration, overexcitement, is going to impede his ability to overcome his issues.